we developed the four equation of motion, in which cases is along the x direction. Okay, so we written the four equation again. The four equation is v sub x f equal to v sub x I plus a sub x t, and x sub f equal to x sub I plus 1/2 v sub x I plus v sub x f times t, and x sub f equal to x sub I plus v sub x I times t plus 1/2 ax t squared. Then the last one is a v sub x f squared equal to v sub x I squared plus 2ax x sub f minus x sub I. So ladies and gentlemen, this is four equations is developed by what we call Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton, he is gathering all the stuff Galileo have done, and then the simple assumption is constant association, and he developed this. And one thing we like to give you some kind of encouragement is Isaac Newton is not #1 student in the class. He's an average student. It means, according to your language, is B student. But what he learned is how to study the correct way and how to do the observation. So he became the greatest, one of the greatest scientists in the history, and he's real good. One thing good about that is he know how to study, he know how to take good care of his time, meaning that after his college graduation, the whole British Empire under the system is collapsed. Everybody had no work and no nothing, and he returned to the farmland. And he take advantage of that. When he go to the farmland, he study under the apple tree. So have a notebook observing this, and then keep asking the question why the apple keep falling down, and gradually then he feel that there's what they call have an attitude that you will going to succeed. Now since you have four equations now, then you need to take advantage of it. So there's a topic here called free falling. Now we have to understand what this means, free falling. Now, right here, it drop. This is called free fall. This is called drop. This is called drop, and this is called flow. Okay. When you drop like this, what it mean? Have a physics meaning. Drop means the initial velocity equals 0. Okay? So flow, so you have an English, drop means v sub x. V initial equal to 0. Flow, then v initial is not equal to 0. So you have to understand the language. So now you free fall is on the vertical side. Vertical. So your feeling is along y direction. The above is along x direction. That is called horizontal direction. Horizontal direction. That is x. You're asking a question, how about vertical? If you don't know one dimension, so then you have a four equation. So this is what we want you to be aware of. They are along x dimension. You can change Vyi plus Ay times t. And then you have y sub f equal to y sub I plus 1.5 Vyi plus Vyf times t. And then the y sub f equal to y sub I plus Vyi times t plus 1.5 Ay t squared. And then the next one is a Vyf squared equal to V sub yi squared plus 2ay equal to y sub f minus y sub I. That's it. So now you have to understand the problem. On the example 2.10 is a very good problem. Example 2.10. This happened at a building. So maybe it's a CS tower. So here is a building. Somebody throw an object and then drop down. So from this point of view, this is throw. In which case, its initial velocity Vyi is not equal to 0. So based on this, based on the 4 equations in here, you can solve this problem. So you have to identify the situation. Where is the point? This is have initial velocity. When it reaches the top, what happens? The velocity is 0, and then drop down to here. So we'll be very happy to let you try out. This time over? 4. Mm-hmm. Okay. We like to solve this problem. So he says a stone is thrown at point A, in which case point A is at this region. Point A. And then with initial velocity 20 meters per second. So V sub yi equal to 20 meters per second. Now when you're solving the problem in the examination per se, you put down all the pertaining information in a diagram. So like this. Okay, the next one is, he says, upward. The building is 50 meters high. So this building from here to here is 50 meters. And then he says the building is 50 meters high and the stone is just missed the edge of the roof on its way down, as the picture represents. Determine the time at which the stone reached the maximum height. Okay, so the A is the asked. The time reach to the maximum height. Okay, so we like to graph. We say based upon the equation of motion. Ladies and gentlemen, you're always giving somebody some credit. That means undue development is developed by the both based upon the equation of motion. You have V sub yf equal to V sub yi plus A sub yt. Now this is under gravitation law. So A sub y equal to minus g. So you put down A sub y equal to minus g, or equal to minus 9.8 meters per second. So the characteristic of this, when it reaches the maximum height, this is the maximum height. The critical points at the maximum height is what? The instant velocity is 0, in which cases v sub y sub f equal to 0. So you have to make the explanation of that. Why explain why v sub y f equal to 0? Because it reached the maximum